Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be looking at the Philips 2200, which is a super automatic espresso machine. And super automatic of course means you just add beans and water and you've got yourself an awesome espresso based drink. But before I get into it, I wanted to mention the reason I'm looking at the 2200 is because all their other machines like the 3200, 3200 Latte to Go, 1500, whatever, they're all based on this platform. So if you have a good understanding of how this machine works, the other ones simply have a couple of additional bells and whistles, more things to give you more functions. Now, price point wise, this thing starts at $749 and you just saw the other variations are a couple $100 more. It's a good place to start. I have seen this on sale go down to below $600, say Black Friday, Boxing Day kind of thing. And this is also, by the way, a Canadian price. So starting off with the exterior of the machine, you can see it's shiny, it looks nice and clean, a very modern and contemporary platform. It's not bad, but everything is plastic, just to note. The higher end ones will have some metal such as the drip tray, but that's about it. So as you saw, the left side of the machine is fairly barren. There's nothing really going on there. On the right side is where you have the water tank with the AquaClean filter. That's proprietary, of course, but you only need to replace it once every 5,000 cups or so. Behind that is the brew unit. You have to rinse this guy out once every week or every 2 weeks, and you should have a happy machine. On the top of the machine is this diamond pattern, which is a heating area, which doesn't really get hot for a typical use unless you can leave it on all day. But behind that is the actual bean hopper. It has a cover that has an airtight seal around it with a gasket, and the cover itself is a little bit darker to not allow as much light through. Underneath that is the adjustment knob for your grind. There are about 12 different settings on that, so you can go finer or coarser depending on how your shots are turning out. There's a whole science to that, so make sure you do your homework on that. And in front of that is what's called the bypass doser. So if you want some decaf or if you want to try a different specialty coffee, you have to use pre-ground coffee or grind it separately and then put it in there. There is no grinder, so don't put in whole beans because it won't do anything. And moving to the front of the machine is your Panarello steam wand. This thing is pretty awesome. It does the work for you. It's not going to be the best foam, but it's going to be pretty good. The one thing to note is to never keep that little tiny dot submerged in your medium because that's where the air comes in. And at the front, that little black piece needs to stick out by about a half a centimeter or so in order to properly infuse the milk with the steam. In the drip tray, you have this little tiny red floating thing. When the water level gets too full, it will start to float and it'll stick up. And it's a good sign that it's time to empty out the water. And now moving on to the main difference you'll see between this machine and all the other machines is the number of buttons at the top. And they're fairly intuitive, fairly straightforward, but with the higher end machines like the 3200 or 3200 Latte to Go, they'll have several more buttons on here that let you customize a lot more. Here you can customize the amount of grinds that you're using, and you can customize the volume of water that it's dispensing with each item, such as espresso or coffee or tea. But when you press the espresso button once, it does one shot, as in it grinds once. You press it twice, it grinds twice and dispenses twice. Same with coffee. And underneath that is a hot water button. You can adjust the volume of water that it's dispensing there, but that's more for your teas, your Americanos like I use. And then on the right side, there are 3 buttons that tell you the water level is too low, the grinds need to be emptied, or the fact that something else is wrong. Once you select whatever you want, you simply hit the play or stop button on the right side, and you are off. Now, the espresso itself that comes out of this machine is pretty good for what it is. I have to say, it's not at the level of a semi-automatic. For somebody who really knows what they're doing, you can get a significantly better shot of espresso with a semi-auto machine where you're doing a lot more of the work and you have a lot more control. This is more for convenience. When things were normal pre-pandemic, you could quickly turn this machine on and within a minute you have an Americano and you're off to work. Whereas with a semi-auto machine, you have to grind the coffee just so, you have to tamp it just so, it has to be level, and then you got to make your shot. It's a whole lot of work. So you are compromising a little bit on quality, but that is at the expense of convenience. And for me, it makes sense. At least I get my awesome drinks, and once in a while, if I'm feeling like having an Americano or a cappuccino, I can do that. But for this price point, there are other machines out there, but the Philips 2200 is a fantastic place to start, especially if you can get it for below $600 Canadian. You're good. Anyways, that's been it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, like and comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.